Many years ago, in a small African village, a dwarf child was abandoned by the village stream, wrapped in a worn-out cloth. No one knew who left her there or why. The child's tiny hands and feet were fragile, and her eyes sparkled with a hint of fear. Ene and Ubi, a kind-hearted couple, found her while fetching water from the stream. They took her in, naming her Itu, which means blessing in their native language. They raised her as their own, showering her with so much love and care. They believed she was a gift from the gods. They had finally gotten a child after several years of trying. At the age of 5, Itu began to isolate herself. She would sit far from the house and eat on her own. She would also spend hours exploring the forest and fields around the village, learning about the different plants and their properties. She was especially drawn to the medicinal herbs and spent many hours studying their uses and effects. She was constantly teased and ridiculed by adults and children, and she grew up feeling like she didn't belong. Itu became increasingly bitter about her stature. She hated being short and she felt like she didn't fit in. She would often cry herself to sleep, wishing she was taller and more beautiful. Her anger and resentment simmered, eventually boiling into wickedness. She began to see the world as a cruel and unfair place, and she became determined to use her knowledge of herbs to exact revenge. She started experimenting with dark magic, using her herbs to create potions and spells that would harm and manipulate others. One sunny morning, Itu sneaked into several huts, lacing their food with magical powder that made anyone who consumed food that morning break out in ridiculous dance moves. As the villagers devoured their meals, they suddenly found themselves dancing uncontrollably in the streets. Itu watched from the bushes, cackling with glee.
This is just the beginning. Dance! Keep dancing. Keep dancing for Ituwa Mama. I will soon deal with all of you.
Itu continued with her daily wickedness and tricks in the village. On some days, she would even make brothers and sisters touch each other inappropriately, and she would hide in the forest, laughing and chanting. Soon, Ene and Ubi discovered her evil doings, and they tried to make her stop.
My beautiful daughter, we know you are responsible for all the recent happenings in the village. We are begging you, please, stop it. Please, my daughter, stop. Please, we beg you.
Don't ever call me your daughter again. You said you picked me in the bush. You should have left me there to die. You should have left me there in peace. Why did you pick me up? I hate both of you. I will never stop. I don't belong in this world. I am a curse. I am a freak of nature. So leave me alone. Allow me to do whatever I want. Nonsense.
They told her that she was loved and valued, no matter what her physical appearance was. But Itu wouldn't listen. She continued with her wicked and evil ways.
Itu, my daughter, my beautiful child, I am talking to you as a mother. Please listen to me. Stop all these things. Wickedness does not pay.
You, this old woman, stop disturbing me. Don't make me deal with you. Leave me alone. Don't talk to me again. I am warning you.
Tragically, Itu's wicked and evil ways led her to kill Ene and Ubi, the couple who had taken her in and raised her. She took over their farmland and hut, using her charms to maintain control. The villagers were shocked and saddened by her actions, but they were too afraid to confront her.
Now wow, when will the gods deliver us from this wicked Itu? My sister, what baffles me is that even the king is silent. Is Itu controlling the king? Has her potion caught the king? I am confused. Imagine that short thing, stronger than all the dibias in this village. My sisters, let's stop talking about it too. I don't have strength to dance, so I beg, let's go home.
For many years, Itu's wickedness continued unchecked. She would make up, walk around the village, and wait for men to admire her, but no man looked her way. She became angry. She used her charms to take men from their wives, laying with them and making them her slaves. She became wealthy and powerful, but her heart remained empty and cold. She became feared in the village, and people whispered about her in hushed tunes. But Itu did not care. She was consumed by her own anger and bitterness, and she saw herself as a victim of the world's cruelty. She continued to use her powers for evil until one day she went too far. She created a potion that would destroy the entire village, and she was about to unleash it when Uli, a young girl who had grown up in the village, discovered her plan. Uli ran as fast as she could back to her hut. She was forced to use her own knowledge of herbs to defeat Itu. She created a counter potion that neutralized Itu's spell and saved the village from destruction. Uli gathered everyone. She explained how Itu was trying to destroy the entire village. Itu was summoned to the village square. She was asked to confess, apologize, and repent from her evil ways. But Itu stubbornly refused. She vowed never to apologize. This went on for 3 days, but on the 4th day, Itu removed a poisonous leaf and she started eating it. All of a sudden, she fell to the ground and she never woke up again. Her body was thrown into the evil forest, and that was the end of the wicked, mysterious dwarf in the village. Itu's story teaches us the dangers of letting anger and bitterness consume us. Her obsession with her physical appearance and her desire for revenge ultimately led to her downfall. If only she had learned to accept and love herself, she might have used her gifts for good instead of evil. The story also highlights the importance of gratitude and appreciation. If she had been thankful for the couple who saved her life and raised her as their own, she might have lived a happier and more fulfilling life. Uli's action, on the other hand, demonstrates the power of courage, kindness, and selflessness. She risked her own life to save the village from Itu's evil plans, and her bravery and quick thinking saved the entire village. The story also teaches us about the importance of community and friendship. If Itu had built a strong relationship with the people around her, she might have found support and acceptance rather than isolation and loneliness. The story reminds us that our actions have consequences and that we must be mindful of the harm we cause to others. Her evil deeds had far-reaching consequences, and she ultimately paid the price of her actions. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this story.